This is Volusia Today, a public information radio program brought to you by the County of volusia. Here is your host, Kevin Captain.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Volusia Today. I'm Clayton Jackson, and I am joined this morning by my co-host, Heather Belding. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning. Volusia Today is made possible by our sponsors, the Daytona Beach International Airport, the Ocean Center, Volusia Recycles, and Votran Public Transportation. So Heather, the weather is starting to warm up. The water in the ocean is warming up also. So we have an exciting show with some of our very well-respected beach safety representatives. But first, let's check in with you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. We had a great Mother's Day weekend and looking forward to hitting the beach with the kids as much as we can this summer.
Oh, I am too. I got a 3 and an 8-year-old, and they are all about the beach. They love going. Like I've said numerous times on this show, I'm a Kentucky native, and hey, the beach was just a nice perk of being able to move to this beautiful county. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, we are very thrilled with everything. And as always, beach safety is important. We always want to make sure that our residents and our visitors are well taken care of and remain safe while they join our beautiful beaches. So, for introductions from our beach safety team, we have Deputy Chief Tammy Malphurs and AJ Miller. Good morning. How are you two doing today?
Great. How are you?
Oh, we're great. We're great. So, a lot of discussion has been happening over the transition of beach safety responsibilities and the Volusia Sheriff's Office taking over some of those responsibilities. So we just kind of want to set the record straight. So Tammy, give us a little bit of update on what is actually going on right now.
Well, if you've been out on the beach lately, you've seen the Volusia Sheriff's Office on the beach and also beach safety. We're still down there. Volusia Sheriff's Office is taking over law enforcement responsibilities, and we are continuing to take over ocean rescue responsibilities and emergency medical services. So our lifeguards are still out there. They're on the trucks. They're in the towers. We're still making water rescues. We rescued about 14 people out of the water yesterday. So you're going to see both of us down there, and it's going to continue.
Yeah, I think the big thing to remember, there's a lot of confusion about this. Beach safety is not going anywhere. We're still there. We're still there to provide an amazing service to the locals and the visitors of Volusia County beaches. And we're still there to manage the beach. Like Deputy Chief Malphurs said, the only thing the Sheriff's Office is doing is they're assuming control of law enforcement. We're still in charge of beach management. We're still in charge of opening and closing the gates, managing the traffic lanes, like Tammy said, the medical calls, lifeguarding, picking up birds, environmental aspect, dealing with the sea turtles. We are still managing the beach. The only portion that is transitioning is the law enforcement.
All right. So just for our listeners, for clarification purposes, y'all did a great job, but law enforcement responsibilities are now Volusia Sheriff's Office responsibilities. Lifeguard, emergency medical, and so forth, that is still with Volusia County Beach Safety. Is that correct?
Correct.
Great. So speaking of public safety, like Heather just said, we had a wonderful Mother's Day weekend, and we have Memorial Day weekend coming up. So how does beach safety prepare for larger than expected crowds on a holiday weekend?
Well, I think the first thing we do is we look at our staffing. We look at historically the numbers that we have come down. We know Mother's Day weekend, Memorial weekend, 4th of July, we know these are going to be big events for us. So we up our staffing the best that we can with our lifeguards in the tower, as well as bringing in our full-time personnel to be in the truck so we have extra units on patrol.
Yeah, we're right now we're also recruiting. So we do have another recruit class for part-time lifeguards. The county did increase the pay for the part-time lifeguards, and they are offering a $500 bonus as well.
So what does it look like to be a lifeguard? How is that process? Do they try out?
Well, first off, it looks absolutely amazing to be a lifeguard in this county.
I bet.
Yeah, we abide by United States Life Saving Association standards. So the initial qualification is a 500-meter ocean swim in under 10 minutes. And then we also we have a 50-yard swim sprint in under 30 seconds, and then a half-mile running sprint in under 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Wait, say that again?
Yeah, it's a lot. So it's a 500-meter swim. That's under 10 minutes. So 5 football fields, a little bit more, in under 10 minutes. We have a 50-yard swim sprint in under 30 seconds. And then a half-mile running sprint in under 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Half-mile running sprint in what time?
3 minutes and 15 seconds.
Come on, I'm 38 and I can do a 9-minute mile, so I think I'm Sonic the Hedgehog out on the road. So I don't think I'd quite qualify for that.
No, well, and a lot of our stuff it's close. So we're doing quick sprints into the water. We're doing our job right, so our rescues aren't that far offshore because we really emphasize preventative life saving. So we're on our whistles. We're giving notifications to the people going in the water to keep them out of trouble before they get into it.
So definitely a perfect job for not only someone who's athletic, who likes to swim, but also loves the outdoors. I mean, I'm sure it's not a bad office every single day.
Absolutely. When I was young, I used to skip school and go to the beach every day. And I always say when I missed a day on the beach, I was missing out on something. I felt like something was missing. And we need people, more people like that just love being on the beach, love being outdoors, love staying physically fit, and are responsible. You need to be responsible. We rescue about 3,000 people out of the water each year from rip currents.
And those that are hesitant, you don't have to be a great swimmer to be a good ocean lifeguard. We'll get you there. If you can make that initial requirement, we will do the rest. We will get you up to par where you need to be. So don't hesitate if you're not the best swimmer out there. Some of our best lifeguards weren't the best swimmers when they wwent through class, but we train every day and we get them to where they need to be, and they become our best lifeguards. Yeah,
absolutely. We put them through 48-hour ocean rescue training. They'll be out in the water training in the ocean, and also they do basic first aid also.
Wow. So the public should rest assured when they see the lifeguards out there, they are very well credentialed, and the ability to swim, to run, be in the endurance to make those rescues. I mean, wow.
Absolutely. We train our guards, and our personnel train every single day, just so we can be prepared. We pay people to work. We pay our employees to work out just so they can be ready when something happens.
That's amazing. So back to safety issues. Obviously, we're going to touch on some of those a little bit later in the show. But from your all's perspective, let's actually do one by one. So, Tammy, what is the biggest mistake somebody may make when visiting the beach that could put either their or their family's health in jeopardy?
Not swimming in front of a staff lifeguard tower. That's the most basic and the most important thing to remember on any beach is swimming in front of a staff lifeguard tower. It's so important. You talk to that tower guard, they'll let you know what to do to be safe for the day. They'll let you know the safe bathing limit. And our lifeguards, most of the time they see you in a rip current before you even realize you're in it.
Now, I've never been in a rip current that I know of. So for someone who may consider themselves a strong swimmer, do you still think that they could be at risk if they get caught in a rip current? Absolutely. Even the strongest of swimmers get caught in rip currents, and it's so important to be in front of that staff lifeguard tower. When you find yourself caught in a rip current, it's very important to not fight it. Yell for help. Don't panic. It's not going to pull you under. It's just going to pull you into deeper water. But again, like I said, when you're in front of that lifeguard tower, they're going to see you caught in a rip current before you even realize it.
AJ?
Tammy took mine from in front of a staff lifeguard tower, so I'll elaborate further. One of the biggest things people can do is underestimate the power of the ocean. Especially we're getting into the summer season, we're getting into some flatter water. People come from inland or up north and they look at it, it looks like a very nice, calm, inviting lake. Some of our strongest rip currents can occur after the surf leaves. That's a big thing. People think it's definitely dangerous when the surf is big, but as far as rip currents go, they pull stronger after the big surf leaves. What happens is in the shoreline, we've got the shallow water and the slough. It gets a little deeper, and then it gets shallow again for that sandbar. Well, during big surf, those waves punch holes into the sandbar. And as the tidal changes, the water is going to take the path of least resistance. It's going to find those holes and it's going to cut them deeper, and that's how the rip currents are going to occur. So once that water's flatter is usually when our rip currents may even pull harder after a storm that we have had come through. But just the waves in general, just it's hard to understand that. One of the first things I did when I've got two kids when they were small, we'd go out into the ocean every day just to teach them the currents, teach them how to get out rip currents, teach them how to deal with the surf and what happens. And another thing, Tammy even hit on it, we don't really have undertows here. Undertows, when the wave crashes on a steep beach and rolls under and it pulls you straight down underwater. We don't have that. We have rip currents, which we already explained, so it's going to pull you out. So Tammy's right. The lifeguard's going to see you first if you're swimming in front of a staff lifeguard tower, and you're going to have time to relax, stay calm. They make the metaphor swimming against a rip current. It's like being stuck on a treadmill with a tiger chasing you. Your heart's racing. You're going as fast as you can. You're not going anywhere.
So if somebody wanted to find out where lifeguards are stationed, how would they do that?
The Volusia County Beaches app. You can go on your Android or smartphone, download the Volusia Beaches app. It's going to tell you what staff lifeguard towers we have for the day. It's going to tell you the surf conditions, the flag color for the water conditions. It's going to tell you what beach ramps and what walkovers are open for that day. So it's going to give you everything you need to prepare to get down to the beach that day.
Yeah, and as someone, I've lived in Volusia County for decades now, and I just downloaded it recently, and it is incredible, especially as a mom. I've got the car packed, we've got the Public subs, we've got the cooler, we've got the toys, we've got the chairs, the umbrellas, but it's like I have to make sure we've got a beach ramp to drive on.
Yeah,
it gets busy. Some of them shut down. The tide impacts when these ramps are open and closed, so it's so helpful for anybody looking to make a plan for a nice beach outing.
Yep.
And is there a purple flag?
Yeah, there is a purple flag, and we do fly that occasionally when we have man-o-war or jellyfish washing up on shore. They're pretty much, there's no real season for them. They're pretty much at the mercy of the wind and the currents. So when we start seeing them wash up on shore, we will put that purple flag up, so that way you know to either bring vinegar with you to the beach or get vinegar from that lifeguard that you're swimming in front of.
That's smart. All right, with that, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us, and we'll be right back.
We are Volusia County Beach Safety. We're here to serve Volusia County's 47 miles of unique coastline. You know, Volusia County beaches. Yeah, those beaches. But also these beaches. We have millions of visitors every year, and we work around the clock to keep our beaches safe and beautiful. And you can help.
Swim near a staff lifeguard tower.
Pick up your trash. And fill holes. Identify, avoid, and escape rip currents.
Please leave the beach cleaner than you found it.
There we go.
Look out for one another and keep an eye on kids, especially near the traffic lane and in the water.
Pets are allowed at our 2 pet-friendly beaches, Lighthouse Point Park and Smyrna Dunes Park.
If you see something, say something.
A clean and safe beach guarantees fun in the sun for everyone. Thank you for doing your part to keep Volusia County beaches beautiful. See you at the beach!
Make the most of your day at the beach. Download the Volusia County Beaches app today. Sign up for real-time notifications on vehicle ramp openings and closings. Find staffed lifeguard towers. Get updates on tides and beach conditions, plus off-beach parking and coastal parks info. Volusia County Beaches app is available for your smart devices at the App Store and Google Play.
We're back. I'm Heather Belden along with Clayton Jackson, and you're listening to Volusia Today, a public information program brought to you by the County of Volusia. All right, so we talked a little bit about the athleticism, and something I've always thought was super cool about what you guys do at Beach Safety is you have the interzone competition. It's coming up in the summer. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so interzone is our opportunity. We have 4 districts on the beach out of the 47 miles. Interzone is our opportunity for our lifeguards to showcase their skills against each other. We have different events. We have a swim relay. We have a board relay where they paddle out into the water. We have beach flags where they beach flags is actually the coolest thing to watch. It's interesting. They lay down in the sand, and then they they stand up and they race 20 meters behind them to grab a hose out of the sand. It's going to show who's the fastest. We have a medley relay that encompasses everything, the swim. We have a rescue portion of that, a half-mile run, and then a paddleboard. The beauty of that is, like I said, it allows us to showcase our skills. And as of 2 years ago, we started a live stream. So not only can we showcase our skills between each other, but we can also show the public what it is we do. And Heather, you talked about athleticism. We have some of the best in the country, and this is our opportunity to show people and people to tune in and come down and watch and see exactly what we do, because everything we do during interzones directly correlates to water safety and making rescues.
Yeah, it's a great event to watch. It's a great spectator event. And if you haven't seen it, you need to either come down on the beach or go on our Facebook Live and watch it this year. We'll be putting out the dates for that soon.
I think my favorite part, I actually got to be a part of it last year on the back end side of it, was the camaraderie and the competition, friendly competition between all of the different stations that you all have. And I think it really speaks to how much you all at Beach Safety are really a team and really a family and just a great working environment that you guys have. And I thought that was cool.
Well, I think you hit it right on the head. We're a family. I started on the beach in 2001 at 16 years old, and I've made lifelong friends, not only within our agency, but I race on different platforms, and I've got friends around the world that I may only see once or twice a year. It's like we never left each other. Then you have the camaraderie, that internal drive to be better than the person next to you is one thing you'll get working for Volusia County Beach Safety. And that's one thing that we pride ourselves on is just being the best out there. And that's our best. That's the easiest way to show it.
Right. And then I think that translates into how helpful and great that is for the community, that we get the return on that we have lifeguards that are out there that can actually take care of us and help us when we're in situations.
Absolutely.
So kind of want to circle back to the whole beach safety thing, because we were talking a lot about beach safety in aspects of the water, but residents and visitors also need to be aware that there's safety precautions they need to take while on the sand. Do y'all want to talk about those for a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. The beach is basically the public's playground, right? So whenever you come to the beach, if you have small children, you can opt for many areas of the beach that are no driving. And again, if you download that beach app, you can find out all that information and where those areas are. But if you do bring small children to the beach, especially with the upcoming Memorial Day weekend, make sure that you hold their hand whenever crossing that traffic lane. A good tip would be to set up all your belongings, your chairs, your coolers, your tents, everything on the water side of the traffic lane. And that kind of limits the children from wanting to travel back and forth across that traffic lane as well. Know the tides for the day. And, there's other things when you're driving, headlights on, put your window down so you can hear what's going on out there on the beach. And, alcohol is prohibited on the beach in any type of container. We don't want that down there either, especially with people driving and all the swimming and everything going on.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is be prepared for the day. A lot of the medical calls we get are people that either don't eat or don't drink enough.
Dehydration.
Water. They come down to the beach prepared. We do have food concessions you can get at, but it's important to take care of yourself. It's going to be hot this summer like it is every summer. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're bringing sustenance throughout the day. Make sure you're taking care of your friends and your family. And make sure you have everything you need to enjoy the day.
And sunscreen. Don't forget your sunscreen. And, you want to, being out there on the beach with the sweating and the water and stuff, you want to reapply that probably every 15 minutes as well.
Oh, wow. Oops. Should probably have some more. You did also mention a little bit about like birds and wildlife. Can you tell us how you all play a part in maybe some sea turtle stuff or, rescuing?
Yeah, we work really closely with environmental management to handle sea turtles. We are qualified to handle them if we need to. We deal with them as far as getting them down to the Marine Science Center for rehabilitation. And also our seabirds, we're very active, and we're the ones that when there's a sick or injured bird, we pick them up and we take them down to the bird center, the Marine Science Center. As well as we play an integral part with marine mammal strandings. We work very closely with Hubs and SeaWorld when we have dolphins and whales washing to take care of them as well. So we fit into a cool thing. We're really, as an agency, prepared to deal with anything that's going to happen on the beach. Whether you get stuck in rip current, you fall on a skimboard, which I'm scared of, and break your forearm, or your car gets stuck in the sand, or you lock your keys in it. There's an injured bird. We're really there for anything you can think of that you need help with. We're there to take care of you.
Yeah, I mean, and people should know this time of year is turtle nesting season. So sometimes there will be delays in opening the beach because our environmental turtle patrol they have to come down on the beach, drive the whole beach, and check for turtle nests and make sure that we're clear. So sometimes when you see on that beach app that it's closed for environmental, that would be the reason. So be aware of that as well.
And they mark those off where people are not to disturb those nests. And then, as we are still recovering from the hurricanes, what about the dunes and maybe even a lot of the seaweed washing ashore? What should people do about those?
Well, stay off of them and let them rebuild is first and foremost. That does protect our barrier island. It protects the homes. It protects local wildlife. If you notice, we have started to get sand back, especially with the currents we've been having from these nor'easterly swells. Heather, you mentioned the seaweed that no one really likes because it smells. It's kind of stinky for a couple weeks, but the beauty of that is that's what renourishes our beach. When we get the sargassum seaweed washing in, and then we get these northerly winds that blow the beach sand. Well, as that beach sand blows, it collects in that seaweed. And that's why we only have it for a couple weeks, because it actually gets covered in the sand. And that's what's going to rebuild our dune system and rebuild the elevation of our beach to prepare us for another hurricane season, which is right around the corner.
So
let's not talk about that.
Don't say the H word.
Say the H word. Sorry.
Jim Judge would not be a fan.
Yeah.
So don't move to seaweed. If you see it, leave it.
Leave it, yeah.
Absolutely.
It'll be covered in a couple weeks. The cool thing is, if you tell your kids once that passes, as you dig small holes in the sand, you'll see different layers, different colors of sand. And you'll actually see the decomposition of that seaweed. So you have black rings of the sand as you dig down. It's kind of cool.
Nice. We'll go back to the vehicles being stuck in the sand. Is it a requirement or a recommendation that somebody has a four-wheel drive or front-wheel drive to be on our beaches?
So it's definitely beneficial to have four-wheel drive. It's not a requirement. We do advise areas that have softer sand will have signs put up as four-wheel drive. And even on the Volusia Beaches app that everyone listening is going to download now, it'll actually show the beach ramp. It'll say 4x4 only, advising them that that's the type of vehicle that they should bring down. Now, there's a difference between four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. We won't get into specifications, but they are not the same thing. They function differently. So an all-wheel drive vehicle may not be able to make it through where four-wheel drive vehicles can be able to.
Now, just have to ask this. Have you all ever witnessed a vehicle being washed out into the ocean? Because I've seen YouTube videos of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, we have. Like Captain Miller was saying, we do have signs, and on the app it tells you where you can drive and where you should have four-wheel drive. Please listen to what we tell you and read those signs and pay attention to where those areas are, because you don't want to get stuck down there on the beach.
I don't know if insurance would cover ocean drown.
Drown?
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, we will take our last commercial break. Stay with us.
We are Volusia County Beach Safety. We're here to serve Volusia County's 47 miles of unique coastline. You know, Volusia County beaches. Yeah, those beaches. But also these beaches. We have millions of visitors every year, and we work around the clock to keep our beaches safe and beautiful. And you can help.
Swim near a staff lifeguard tower.
Pick up your trash. And fill holes. Identify, avoid, and escape rip currents.
Please leave the beach cleaner than you found it.
There we go.
Look out for one another and keep an eye on kids, especially near the traffic lane and in the water.
Pets are allowed at our 2 pet-friendly beaches, Lighthouse Point Park and Smyrna Dunes Park.
If you see something, say something.
A clean and safe beach guarantees fun in the sun for everyone. Thank you for doing your part to keep Volusia County beaches beautiful. See you at the beach!
Make the most of your day at the beach. Download the Volusia County Beaches app today. Sign up for real-time notifications on vehicle ramp openings and closings. Find staffed lifeguard towers. Get updates on tides and beach conditions, plus off-beach parking and coastal parks info. Volusia County Beaches app is available for your smart devices at the App Store and Google Play.
We are back. I'm Heather Belden, and here's your host, Clayton Jackson.
Thank you so much, Heather. So before we wrap up, we've talked a lot about beach safety, about what it entails to qualify and to become a lifeguard. So I'd be reminiscent if we didn't ask each of you, what made you want to join beach safety and, that public service? Because obviously every lifeguard who goes into the water has an internal calling to help somebody, but knowing that they're also putting their own life in jeopardy sometimes about rip currents, jellyfish, and so forth. So I just have to ask, what made you want to join?
I really liked being outdoors. I liked staying in shape and being active, and I became an EMT before this job. So 26 years ago, I saw a lifeguard truck that said Lifeguard EMT, Ocean Lifeguard EMT, and I saw that truck and I said, that's what I want to do. I'm going to do that. And once you start and once you have your first water rescue and save somebody, you're kind of hooked from there. It's hard to go back to any other job.
AJ?
I was 16 and wanted to sit on the beach and get paid. Now, the beauty of that is it's turned into a career for me. Like I said, I started when I was 16, and I had that internal drive to help people. I wanted to be the superhero that when everyone else is running away, I wanted to go in and get it. But the big thing for me now is it's a career. I'm 39 years old, and I can still get out there and battle it out in the water with 16, 17, 18-year-olds and stand a chance.
He didn't ask us how old we were.
Nope. So what would be, if somebody is on the fence, like, I may want to join, but I don't know if I quite have it, is it worth it? What would you want to tell them?
I would tell them to do it. A lot of the hardest things that you make a decision in life are the best ones. When I tried out, I was not a great swimmer. I was very intimidated, but I did it anyway because it was an adventure, and it was something that was that I really felt like I wanted to do. So do it. We'll be there to help you. The camaraderie, the people that you will meet, and the people, it will last a lifetime.
Yeah, if anyone's hesitant, at no point in this career are you by yourself. Every step of the way from start to where we're at now, we have people helping us. We're there to help people. So if you're hesitant, please just come out and try. Get with us ahead of time if you want. I'll jump in the pool with you and teach you how to swim if I need to. Come out. Yeah. It's a great job, and just you'll really enjoy it.
Great. And Heather, before we exit, do you want to talk a little bit about Beach Safety Week coming up?
Yeah, so be sure to follow Volusia Beaches on Facebook, Instagram. We'll have a proclamation that's going to be read for Beach Safety Week. We'll be doing some feature videos, some posts, and just really a nice comprehensive thing for the public to learn everything they need to know about beach safety.
And Tammy, how could somebody apply if they wanted to be a lifeguard?
Just go to volusia.org/beach, and then you can get on our Facebook, and there's the recruit flyer and everything, and get all that information.
All right, and with that, we want to thank our guests for being on, and we want to thank Heather Belden for being our co-host today, and we want to thank you, our listeners. This is Clayton Jackson for Volusia Today. Have a great weekend.
If you have a comment about Volusia Today, or if there is a topic you would like to hear featured, please contact Volusia County Community Information at 1-866-345-0345.